Yep. David, any team news this week?
Well, we've got obviously Brett Ferris and Richie Moller coming back in. I thought Richie was missed there last week. Just a little bit of that control. He's been doing a very good job for the team. So, and I'm still looking to try and get those connections and have a look on Friday. And I'll be looking to and obviously Fez, he hasn't played for 2 weeks too. So, we need to get some footy time in with Fez.
How close are any of the longer term injuries from returning?
No, I was trying to think of the closest there. It's probably 4 weeks. Yeah, so it's a bit of time.
How's Cameron Smith's foot?
Just having it look, it's more bone bruising, which is a good thing, I suppose. It's just got to settle down. So how long that's going to be is just, it's probably just up to the process of healing. Not ideal, but we can't do much about that.
I know you're not a physio, but weeks rather than months.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Also, just to young Jack Walker as well there with the shoulder, just to have a look at his AC, how bad it is. He ended up finishing the game, but again, just the extent. He's just going to have a look. Going to visit a specialist just to see on the length of time and the actual damage. So we've got a couple of walking wounded.
Could that one be longer than Cam Smith?
I think around the same. Around the same.
So in terms of selection, you know, with Easter looming, you wouldn't be, you could be excused for resting some players ahead of Easter, or do you go with your strongest possible side?
I am looking at some players there that have been carrying injuries in the last 3-4 weeks, last month. I'll be looking at those players there to, and if I can afford to, because of the obviously the extent of some of the injuries there and not having numbers, but if there's anyone there that's like carrying a sort of injury there, I'll look to see what's the best for the player and then the best for the team. So the other thing is just having a look at guys like Trout, getting an opportunity, maybe obviously Ashton Goulding getting an opportunity. So I always see Fridays as a positive, but I'll be trying to field the strongest team possible, work on the areas there we need to work on.
What's your homework showing up on Workington?
Look, they've certainly got their threats there. I think it's a game which I've pitched to the players there. It's about, if you have a look at last week's, you have a look at even the Castleford game there when we were 20-4 up. We've really got to focus on what we need to improve on. There's certainly some areas there defensively off last week there was, I would say, our standards not good enough, and we need to work on that. So our main focus, although we've looked at the games, we'll be having a look at what we need to improve on for Friday's game, and then moving forward into the Super League rounds.
I know they've got a dual reg with Huddersfield, haven't they? Have you had a chance to chat with Simon Wolford at Huddersfield, your good mates?
Not probably a week ago, but it wasn't about that.
Because he'll watch every game.
Yes, yeah, we'll be the same. Look, we've got to, as I said, I want to look at Ashton. I want to look at like Trout, to get an opportunity there. Some of the younger kids there have been, although they're eligible there for academy, they've been playing. Whether it's York or where it's Featherstone there, Harry Newman and those sort of people there, because again, that opportunity there physically to play against men, so to speak, it'll only advance them as players, and it gives myself or the coaches there would look at how they do handle that physicality.
What sort of onus do you put on the Challenge Cup this year?
Well, you'd want to win it, wouldn't you? But I think we just got to look at Friday. So I haven't sort of looked at it in the big picture, because if you do that, you lose focus on what's ahead. So Friday night's the first game there, which we will look at, and then following week there we're back into Super League. So it's just about, again, each game for us. We need to place the importance on those games. Is
it still a prestigious, or as prestigious a competition as it was when you were here previously, do you think?
Oh yeah, have always, yeah. I think that's the, in particular when you've got the overseas players coming, that's the attraction. I know too, you've got two separate comps there going at one time, which asks a fair bit of a squad and asks a fair bit of a player, but any players there that have had the opportunity to play in the Challenge Cup Grand Final, whether it's local or it's overseas, it is special, and I think for any player to be involved in those sort of games, it's prestigious. It's been going for a long time, and I certainly place a lot of importance on those games. And as I said, we'll concentrate on Friday, and then we'll switch our attention to Super League the following week.
Good luck.
Thank you.
How excuse me. How big an opportunity is it for Ashton? He's obviously had to be very patient. He's had to bide his time, but he gets the run on Fridays. How big is it for him?
Well, I think it's, look, he's been in big games before too. So he's just been working on his craft there at fullback. So he's been doing that at Featherstone. I've been talking to obviously Ryan Carr there. He's been doing a very good job, as in Ashton there at the fullback. So I think it's just our ability to be able to give those players an opportunity. They obviously train, and we are a squad. So when players do have opportunities there, I don't mind giving those players an opportunity.
Will he play fullback? I know you've got two, haven't you, could go there as well, or is he the likely contender to?
Haven't decided yet. Again, I've got to have a look at with the medical staff there. Some players. We need to be smart about this game. We obviously want to, as I said, the strongest squad possible there to build on what we need to build on, but we're also got to be smart about how long the season is. But we're certainly looking forward to the game, and I know the players are.
You've experienced Easter as a player, it's your first one as a coach. With the state of the squad and the health of the squad at the minute, how tough a period do you think it'll be to navigate through?
Well, that's where we just got to be, that the game on Friday be just cautious on players there that are carrying those injuries. And I think most teams will be in the same situation. Talking to some other coaches there, and losing players for 4 to 6 weeks is not ideal. And in particular when you're coming up to this period there where it's a very demanding period for not only for a squad but just for a player individual. So as an individual, so we've got to make sure that we be smart about that, and hence why I'm really looking a good performance, and obviously the strongest team there on Friday. But I've also got to look at the bigger picture as well.
I think it's 4 games in 15 or 16 days. I mean, in such a short space of time, a good start can become a bad one, and likewise a bad one can very quickly become a good one, can't it?
Yeah, look, the big focus for us will be Friday, and then have a look at the run of games we've got after that, because I've said it, and unfortunately, through either injuries or suspensions, which we're in control of, it's the ability to be able to run the same team out week in, week out, and that's what I've been trying to do from day one. I understand that the way the game is played, and you talk about that period. You are going to see a lot of clubs, including Leeds, there, going through that period there, and it's going to be tough if you haven't got the full roster or the full squad. You've got to be very smart on how you use those players. So, and I know there's no doubt there that the clubs have been going through the same that Easter period. It's just who manages best, and you know, a bit of luck on our side, and we run the same team out.
Just finally, Trent's back home at the minute on compassionate grounds.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea yet on when he might be back in the country, or is it still very much up in the air?
There is a flight there that was booked on this coming Monday. I spoke to Trent, and I've been in contact with him. It's not an ideal situation for his partner Jess and Trent. And first and foremost, I know we get caught up with the results, but the important thing is family is first. And I spoke to Trent there. They've got to have organised a few things there, which he's in contact with me. So I think it's, you know, best said. It's not ideal, but you know, Trent's. I spoke to Trent there this morning.
Hopefully he'll be back for Good Friday then, or is nothing finalised?
Look, I think it's more about the family first. You know, I'll worry about the football over this side. So that's, you know, again, mate, Trent and Jess need to have as much support around them, and certainly the club's doing a tremendous job of doing that, and so are the players. The players have been obviously texting Trent and just making sure he's okay.
Ashton and Owen Trout will both be in the 19, will they, for this
I've actually got to look at finalising it today. So we had a training run there today. Just having a look at, you know, who's fit, who's, you know, again, those situations there will, you know, are they fit to play? You know, there's been, and you get that in seasons there with players there playing with, you know, with injury. But it's just we've got to be smart, you know, leading into, you know, as I said, we need to tick off Friday first, and then we need to have a look at, you know, that Easter period.
Yeah. If Owen comes in, what will he bring to you?
Well, I've watched him, you know, like again, he's been playing, you know, some very good footy. He's a big body. It's put him in those situations there, and also the big thing. Although he's been playing against men, he's been able to play with the, you know, with the likes of, you know, Richie Myler, with the likes, you know, with Fez around, with the guys there he's been training with as a squad. I think he'll look forward to the challenge, but I'm looking forward to seeing him play because I've been impressed. You know, he was very impressive in the academy games, but you know, again, you know, the physical sort of side of it and the physicality there of you know, Championship League, it's I think it suits him. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
It's been good for him, the experience at Dewsbury, then, because that's
Definitely.
the first time he's played against men, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh, we've had a couple of trials. We had a couple of trials, and he handled that quite well. And I think those players, I think, and we've been very mindful of players playing in the academy that physically, you know, Trouty in the size there needs to be honing his skills there against you know, more physical. Obviously, you know, playing for Dewsbury there can only make him a better player.
Featherstone have obviously got a cup game this weekend. Presumably, I don't think any of the Leeds players, apart from Broadbent, playing last week.
No, they missed those, so they're not eligible.